So nice to see you here. I have today some braising beef ribs, and I'm going to turn them into a fabulous dinner for Billy and I. And, beef ribs are amazing. They are one of these things that you cook low and slow with lots of moisture contained in a bundle, and they turn out fall off the bone, juicy, tender, wonderful. And it's kind of like a relationship, right? I mean, we don't want you to fall off the bone. We don't want you to be cooked in liquid in a sealed environment, but a relationship can't be rushed. You have to take time and make your relationship special. And that means not expecting everything to be perfect the first moment you do it. If I cook these beef ribs quickly, they're going to end up tough as nails. You cannot microwave beef ribs. It takes time for the flavors to mingle, for the connective tissues to break down, for the fat to render and just make them succulent. And a relationship is the same way. You can't rush into having this special bond. You see people walking down the street that are, I always say 75, but they could be any age, right? You see people who are like 75 years old walking down the street holding hands. And I always look at those people and I think, that's what I want to be. I want to have that amazing relationship when I'm older. And I also, at the same time, wonder what's gone on in their lives, what they've been through, the changes, the places they've lived, their kids, all sorts of stuff. It's really interesting to think about. But their relationship probably didn't start out instantly. It's something they would have had to work at. And so, just like braising these ribs low and slow for a long time, the more care and attention you put into your relationship, the more succulent it's going to be, the more flavored, juicy, passion, you know, the fully baked flavor of love and connection, because it takes time. And the important thing is when you're doing it, it's not just to take the time and let things develop, but you sort of have to be doing something. Like, I can't leave the ribs on the counter for 4 hours and say, okay, well, you know what? They should be fine. They've been on the counter. I haven't rushed into eating them. But that's not the point. The point is that I'm actively doing something. I'm just not rushing into it. I'm being patient. I'm cooking at a low temperature. If you want to know, I'm going to cook it at about 300 for a couple hours, and then I'll finish them on the grill with the hot and spicy. Don't ask me where I was going with that, but that's what I'm going to do. And the yield will be incredible flavor, super moist, tender beef ribs. And the same thing with your relationship. If you allow it to grow over time, if you pay attention to your partner, you tell them you love them, not just tell them you love them, tell them why you love them. Instead of saying, Billy, I love you, which he knows I do, and that's the tone, right? But if I say, Billy, I love you, you know why? Because you can do so many different things, and any problem I have, you have a solution for. Then he knows that I thought about what I said and it wasn't just a I love you. So, little intentional things, leaving them a note or asking them, what's something you love to do that we could do together? Little bits that you can use to grow your relationship over time. And you get that slow, simmering, braising effect that increases the power, increases the flavor, and makes an explosion, right? Because fireworks aren't just for the first 3 months. Fireworks can happen anytime. I look at Billy all the time and there are fireworks. I'm like, I love this guy so much. I love doing these things with him. You can have that right up until you're that 75-year-old couple walking down the street and beyond that. The fireworks are a little bit different, but they're still there. The important thing is to remember that time, slow and steady wins the race. Care and attention is what makes things beautiful. I'm just going to put some spice rub on these ribs. They look very nice. Very nice. So we'll see. I have really wonderful spice rub here. What's in it, you ask? I have no clue. Billy made it, followed a recipe, and we put it in this empty salsa jar, and there it has lived. Let me clarify. He probably knows what's in it. I do not. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, well, it's got some black pepper. Looks like it has some coarse salt, maybe some onion flakes. It definitely has a little bit of cayenne and some paprika in it. Maybe smoked paprika, because smoked paprika is very nice. But I'm just going to give these a little rub. Give them flavor while they braise in the foil. And then I've already pre-cleared it with the boss, because let's face it, he can tell me till the cows come home what's involved in lighting the charcoal barbecue. And oh shoot, I swear that my brain only absorbs what it chooses to absorb. I already have the go-ahead from the boss to fire up the propane barbecue to do this. I have the oven set at 300. I've got this nice piece of foil and parchment paper, just roughly about 10 times the size that I need it to be. Crinkle, but I think it's all right. I am going to put these on the bottom, make a little bundle. Anybody ever go to camp and make little packets for cooking on the fire when you went on portages? I bet you kids these days aren't even allowed to do stuff like that. Poor little deers might burn their fingers in the fire. Anyways. Oh, did I mention I'm politically incorrect on a regular basis? I'm just going to arrange these in here. Got garlic, onions, and carrot here. I've got the seasoned meat. I have all the ingredients. I've taken the time, and this is not a long time, but just like relationships, you don't need a lot of time to do these things. You just need to make the effort on a regular basis. And one thing that I'm sure you all know that I feel very strongly about is date nights, because that's why I've got the Chef's Kiss date night cooking adventures. But date nights are great because it's time for you and your partner to connect without kids, without business, and just do your thing together. And that's why, there we go. That's why cooking together is a great way to connect, right? Imagine if first of all, you should be having dinner together most nights. And trust me, I had 3 kids involved in hockey, basketball, lacrosse, paddling. Maybe just that, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, paddling. I had kids going all different directions, but we made a point of having dinner together every night because I think that's important. So having dinner together every night is a great foundation builder, right? So you're used to having that time at the end of the day, put your phones down, put your fucking phone down, and connect with each other. But the date nights are something special, right? That's an elevated evening where once every 2 weeks or once a month, you're saying, okay, let's create something beautiful together. We're going to combine our flavors. We're going to have a slow burn evening where we cut and chop and work as a team and talk and laugh. And even if it's a flop, the flops are sometimes the most memorable, but taking time to do these things, to slow down and say, let's be intentional about our relationship. Taking time to cook my ribs at a low temperature for a couple hours and then put them on the barbecue to finish them off and give them that fine glaze of barbecue sauce and sweetness. And the rewards are huge. So don't approach your relationship in a half-baked fashion. Don't stick it in the microwave and expect it to be perfect in 5 minutes. And if your relationship has become a little bit stale, you're also not going to fix it in 5 minutes. But you absolutely can fix it by taking intentional steps to connect again. That's it for me. I'm out. I'm going to put these little guys in the oven. Talk to you soon. Have an amazing day. And don't forget, Chef's Kiss. If you are interested in cooking with your partner and baking up some beautiful connections, some sexy recipes in the kitchen, clothing optional, I've just created this new community to showcase Chef's Kiss. I've got a founder's offer, which is $97 for lifetime access. That's one Chef's Kiss date night cooking class every month, plus a bunch of smaller videos for prep work, some shorter, quicker, maybe even weeknight type meals. We'll do recipe exchanges. We'll talk about how we can make little changes to tweak our relationships. It's going to be such a vibrant community. And it's $97 for lifetime access now, and it will be going up to $97 a month, worth every cent. Drop me a comment if you want the link for Chef's Kiss, because I would love to have you there. And I think that you and your partner will have a great time enjoying this community. How often do you get to have a cordon bleu chef on speed dial? Pretty cool, right? Have a great day.